So for the past couple of days, we've heard some amazing stories of entrepreneurs achieving success at a pretty young age. That's not the story I'm going to tell. I believe I'm in the process of doing so, but my story is a story of rejection. How many of you believe you have a purpose in life, that you're put on this earth for a reason? Raise your hand. Almost all of you, good. And how many of you, in the process of pursuing that purpose, you see your dream dashed right in front of your eyes? Raise your hand. Oh, some hands, good. It's a little bit personal now. And how many of you's life has been changed by a box of donuts? We see one, good. I hope, I'll ask you why later. I hope it's not because you got some artery problems, heart problem issues. But my life is changed by a box of donuts. And here's the story.
Not all of the rejection has been bitter. Some have been pretty sweet.
Driving toward Krispy Kreme.
On his third day of rejection, he went to Krispy Kreme in North Austin. He requested Olympic rings made out of donuts.
I like to have getting you link the 5 donuts together, make them look like Olympic symbols.
Jackie Braun blew Jiang away with her response.
Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
She took the order seriously and granted his request.
Try, but what do you think?
Wow. That is really good. That is really good.
She even paid for it.
Man, you make me really happy today. All right. Thank you.
Very
All
welcome.
right. See you. Give me a hug. Okay.
Enjoy.
All right. Thank you. See you.
So she did not know I was filming this. And I went in with the idea of I was looking for a rejection with a crazy request. And she made it happen. So that box of donut changed my life. In fact, it changed my life so much, my life can be divided into before donuts and after donuts. BD and AD. But before donuts, my life wasn't bad. Actually, it was really, really good. This is the picture of the typical American dream. I had everything I wanted on that picture, plus a beautiful wife, minus that milkman. I still can't get that milkman. But it's not what I wanted, and I wasn't happy about it. Because when I was 14 years old, I met this man, Bill Gates. I grew up in China, he visited Beijing. And he inspired me so much because I love his story of entrepreneurship. I love how he blazed his own trail while made the world a better place in the meantime. So with that dream, I came to America when I was 16. Then I did all the wrong thing. And I followed the traditional path and eventually got me a pretty good, pretty high-paying job at a Fortune 500 company. But I wasn't happy. I was really, really not happy. And I felt I'm here in this country, I'm meant to be an entrepreneur. I'm not meant to fulfill someone else's dream. So, and it got to a point that when I was 30 years old, and I almost felt physically ill. And then my wife got pregnant, and it's like, I'm never gonna do this now because it's so comfortable, and I missed the boat. I'm no longer young. I will no longer be impact, the under 30 thing. I'm done. So, but then amazing things happen when you marry the right person. My wife came to me, said, you know what? Leave no regret and go get your dream. So go out for 6 months, build your own company, be the entrepreneur, go get it. If by the end of 6 months you still have no traction, go look for a job again. And so here is the day my son was born. And 4 days before that happened, I quit my job to become a full-time entrepreneur. And great timing. But for those of you who are entrepreneurs, I know a lot of you are, you see a lot of rejections. You see rejections when you're trying to build a team. You see rejections when you're trying to sell your product to customers. And my ultimate rejection came when I was looking for investment. Because that was 4 months into my 6 months period, and I was able to talk to a major investor that would have taken my company to the next level, to extend the bloodline for the company and keep my dream going. And everything felt great. And I felt it's meant to be, I will get it. And then on that day came, it was a cold and very impersonal email, said just no. Sorry, no. And I was crushed. Because I wanted so much, I wanted so bad, and when you wanted something that bad and didn't get it, I felt defeated. But then again, if you marry someone who's amazing, great things happen. My wife came to me. It's like the quarterback grabbed the face mask of an offensive lineman who gave up a sack or something. Said, "I give you 6 months. I didn't give you 4. You give me 2 months back. Go out and do whatever you got to do. Finish out strong. If you come back, do it in 6 months, not now." But I wanted to do it. I wanted it really bad. But the thing is, that pain of rejection stayed with me. How can I don't want to go through this again. So I started looking for help. And I found this thing online called rejection therapy. It's actually a game where you actively go out and seek for rejections. In the process, you toughen yourself up and try to desensitize yourself from the pain. So I thought, I love this idea. I love it so much, I want to blog about it. And when I do it, I want to film wearing a secret camera, I want to film every encounter. In Texas, you can do this. So, because I want the whole world to see, and I want it, to keep myself accountable. This is tough. 100 days is tough. So I want to make the world know so I don't quit halfway through. And so I wrote this blog. It's called Hope from Nope. And what? So right now, actually, I'm on the 52nd day now. But what's funny is I did not just get all the no's. I feel my confidence went up so much, my communication skills went up so much, I got a lot of yeses. And here are some of the yeses I got. So in the picture, I was trying to play soccer in a stranger's backyard. So I knocked on the door and he let me do it. Right here, I found a random police officer, said, "Hey, can I sit in the driver's seat and be a policeman?" He said, "Sure, let's do it." So I did it. And down below, when I was flying, and instead of the flight attendant giving the safety announcement, I said, "Can I do it?" They said, "Go ahead, go for it." Not everyone was happy though. Some customers were like, "This guy's a terrorist, I'm gonna tackle him." And then in the Cheesecake Factory, I walked in one day, said, "Hey, I'm not your customer. I'm not eating here today. Today is not my birthday, but would you please sing happy birthday song to me?" And they did it. So I found I'm getting a lot more yes than I thought. And here's what happened a couple days ago when I was visiting Zappos. Can you click play?
There you go. Work it. Yeah, girl. Work it.
These are random employees that ask, "Hey, someone wants to dance with me?" And I know Zappos has a culture of a little bit of craziness. That was displayed on a full scale. So it was really fun. Of course, the most well-known yes is the Krispy Kreme story you just heard earlier, and that video went viral, and it was on the front page of Yahoo, and then I was on daily talk shows, and I was on a lot of media outlets, but that's not most important. What happened is that story went. And it didn't end there. People found my blog extremely interesting. Now, they told me they found it insightful, they found it powerful, they found it creative and humorous. And then, most importantly, they found it therapeutic. They see the society through my eyes, the things I do, and I found, this is not that bad. I can do the same thing. So, and they shared their story with me on their rejections, their fear of rejections. Because of that, I was on this story is on Business Week. It was actually just came on the Time of India today, and just really in Canada, just Brazil. I don't know it went on a lot, and I have people write me emails every day to share their story with me. And here are some of the things they shared. about this fear of rejection. Whether you're an entrepreneur, when you launch a new product, it's almost you're meeting the world to reject you. And this is the engineer. He doesn't want to do, he's like, anytime he does something, he fears for the worst outcome first. So as a result, he does nothing. And then there's an actress from New York. She talked to me about every time job interview for her is almost like a rejection therapy because she's so afraid that someone else is better than her, so she wouldn't get a job. So people have this universal fear of rejection. And so I'm an entrepreneur. Right now I'm getting a lot of opportunities, doors opened. People Hollywood wants to turn this into a reality TV show, and there's going to be someone wants to write a movie script about it. But what I want to do is I want to help people. I want to help people to conquer their fear of rejection. And this is a universal fear. And so I will for sure write a book, and I will try to continue to make talks like this, try to help people. I'll be on 2 TEDx talks coming up. And so, but most importantly, I want to build a business about it. I want to find the way that I can help people through my rejection therapy. And it also got me a chance to see rejection face to face, the way many other people wouldn't. I tried to find, what is rejection? Why is this something that everyone fears? Why, this has this much traction? So what I found rejection is it's constant. It's not just, people wrote me like, I want to get hired in life, I want to be a CEO, I want to be promoted so I don't get rejected by people anymore. But guess what? The higher you are, the more rejection you will face. And this is the latest presidential election. Obama got 51.1% of the popular vote. But what we don't talk about is he got rejected by half of the country. And this is the leader of the free world. And he got rejected by 61 million times. And this is another article. New poll shows Americans hate Congress even more than Nickelback. Only newspaper you can take a shot at the 2 groups of prominent people in one article. But don't try this at home. So, and then you talk about the worst CEO screw-ups of 2012, right? We don't hear about the worst waiter screw-up in 2012. We don't hear the worst secretary screw-up. I'm sure there's a lot of screw-ups, but people don't talk about them. People don't reject them the same way they do to influential people. Again, the higher you are, the more likely you get rejected by a lot of people. And secondly, it's nothing more than opinion. Having worked in Fortune 500 companies, startups, and being a business owner, I know I've hired a lot of people. I've been hired by people, and I have a lot of friends in HR. And sometimes it's really just the keywords they're looking for, the way you're dressed that day, is you get that job or not get that job. It's just an opinion. But people take those rejections very personally. Somehow it's an indication that they're not good enough, but really it's nothing more than the opinion of the people who interview you. And number 3 is very useful. Actually, I should change it. Rejection is great. You see 2 pictures, 2 numbers. Who can tell me who's the gentleman on the left? Anyone knows? Go ahead.
Salvador Dali?
No. You can tell me his story later on, but I won't know that guy. It's C.S. Lewis. This number of 800 is the number of times he got rejected by publishers before he was able to publish his first book. But in the meantime, every time he got rejected, he tried to make himself better. Had he given up in any of those 800 times, there would be no C.S. Lewis. And hopefully you tell me, you know this guy. If you don't, go pick up a book. But we're talking about the movie of Lincoln. And the director is Steven Spielberg. And he got rejected by the main actor, Daniel Day-Lewis, 3 different times. Each time he got turned down, he rewrote the script from the beginning. He made it better. Eventually, he was able to convince Daniel Day-Lewis to be the actor for Lincoln. And now he's probably going to win the Oscars. Let's just think in a little bit. Steven effing Spielberg. We're not talking about a guy. This is the guy in Hollywood, and he gets rejected. And he has a number 2. Think about you and me. How many times we get rejected? And how do we face that rejection?
See, I find that everybody has a number, and it's usually an exact number. So what is yours?
This is a clip from the movie Wall Street 2. Everyone has a number. Same thing with rejection. Every rejection has a number. You just have to go through the number. In the meantime, have some fun and try to make yourself better. And here's my last word for you. I'm here in Las Vegas, and I've been here many, many times. But this has been the most meaningful visit for me. It's not because I won a poker tournament, but actually I've seen amazing things happen. Las Vegas, I know you have been hit pretty hard for the past 5 years. It almost feels like the world has rejected you because of the economy. But what I saw is you did not just lay down and take that rejection and leave. You got some amazing people, whether it's Tony, it's Zappos, whether it's Amanda and Catalyst Creative, whether it's Downtown Project and Impact. People got together and tried to use this rejection as the opportunity to make itself better. And that's the spirit of rejection therapy. Have some fun in the meantime and never give up. Thank you. Thank you. So, any questions? Please.
First, I just want to have a comment to you that this was a really meaningful presentation for me. It really spoke
Thank you.
to like something so deep inside of me. I found while I was watching your presentation that I avoid doing things a lot because of fear of rejection. And it's funny because I've built a great business and I've done so many things and I get a lot of, positive reinforcement from people, and still, I'm still afraid of rejection, even though I know that rejection has been the thing that has actually helped me to become more refined. And so this presentation, I think it speaks to people of all, on the whole gradient scale of where they're at, depending on whether they're just starting up a business or they're successful, because like you said, rejection is not discriminatory. It touches everyone. So I'd really love to talk more offline about how I can help you, support you, or whatever I could do to see this rejection therapy get out to more people. Because I know how much it impacted me, and I'm sure there's millions or billions of people on this planet that could get positively affected by this.
Thank you for that comment. And it's not easy to find a universal problem everyone has. It's even more prevalent than obesity or diabetes. Everyone is afraid of rejection. So yes, let's talk. And also, if there's something I can help you with, let me know. I love to share my stories. Go ahead.
Just kind of following up on Raj's comment about how even though rejection has helped him become who he is, he still feels it. And I'm just curious for you, how has your relationship with rejection transformed through this process?
It used to be an ugly monster I'm afraid of. That's why I did this. Now it's my friend. I feel rejection is something that makes me better every day. If you see my first video, I was so scared out of my mind. I actually went to a security guard asking for borrow $100. And I was afraid that, hey, he's going to pull out a gun, he's going to cuss me out. And then now I go to every situation feeling very confident. When I get a no, I can carry out a conversation and know that person better, and especially know why I got a no and how I can get to a yes. So that type of conversation created a lot of follow-up magic happen. I become friends with them. Sometimes they come up with solutions that are even better than I originally asked. So rejection, I feel, again, used to be something bad. Now it's every rejection is an opportunity. Yeah, go ahead.
So the part that I really loved about your story was the way you spoke about your wife and clearly the power that contributed to your your ability to put yourself in those areas of vulnerability. What do you say to people that don't have that support system? I do think that is a huge part of allowing you to be scared and go out there and do something like that. So it sounds like you and she were so brave. So what's your advice to people that kind of feel more alone?
eHarmony. I'm just. No, I'm just kidding. So, what you do is the support doesn't have to come from your partner. It could be coming from your friend, and it could be coming from your local community or your parents, and most importantly, it could come from the world. The step you want to take is you want to make it public. You want to step out of your comfort zone and let other people know your vulnerability. And when you do that, you feel like people share your pain. People feel what you're doing is very courageous. You're gonna get a lot of support from the world that way. So you can do that. So do I have more time for questions or a lot of hands? And sure, please.
My question's kind of simple and actually kind of goes along with what she said. Do you have a pep talk that you give yourself on the way in? Because I know I do that for myself, or I use a prayer as I'm on my way to say something that I'm really afraid of.
So that's a really good question. So when I started, I'm like, you name it, prayer, auto-suggestion, in the mirror saying, you can do this. That was at the beginning. But now I'm like, I want to know that person. Okay, instead of focusing this on me, I want to see the reaction. I want to get to know that person. I want to hear his story. And that take away a lot of fear away from me. Because when you look inward, you see a lot of insecurity and fear. But when you look outward, the world is a lot more colorful than you think. And so, so try to learn from others. I see a gentleman in the back. Was his hand? Oh, is that a sandwich? It's good.
Where does rejection get its negative energy? In other words,
Yeah.
rejection. Is it the fact that you may lose importance, and if you aren't important, you won't get fed? How do you get down to the fundamental energy?
So two parts. One is I did this a little bit of research on Twitter, and I did in 10 hours. I searched for the word rejection to see what kind of tweets come up with, and did a word analysis to see what kind of words that are associated with rejection the most. There's two. One is want. Second is fear. You want something, especially you want something bad, then you are fearful that you won't get it. That's where the fear comes from. And second thing is people very easily equate rejection of the thing they're asked for with themselves. So when you make that connection, it becomes very scary. But a lot of people do make that connection. So that's why what I'm trying to do is I want to show that rejection is nothing more than opinion. It's just a number. You have fun with it. The half of the world might reject you. Like 9/10 of the world might reject you. But sometimes you just need to find one person, one company, one job that accepts you. So I think we're good. Thank you.